This did nobody ask, did nobody check him for no steroid? I said, he had quick hands, he was hit. I said, why y'all ain't checking for steroids? He ain't checking steroids. And then...
You think he was on steroids?
Of course he was on steroids.
But what we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids.
Some way responsible for the performance-enhancing drugs that are being used by fighters that fought in his gym. Specifically, off the top of my head, you have Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez had popped for clenbuterol.
Evander Holyfield has openly accused Canelo Alvarez of potential steroid use. With the Canelo versus Terence Crawford fight approaching, his bold claim has ignited heated debate and speculation across the boxing world.
Greatest Mexican boxing fights of all time, in my opinion. Yeah. So I feel like I'm 100% confident in myself. If Canelo was 100% confident in himself, I don't know why he wouldn't fight me. Especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him, so he never got off
You think he's on steroids?
Of course. How does five...
You saw De La Hoya
How do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids?
Right.
You know what I mean? All those fucking dudes in that camp are dirty.
Although Holyfield hasn't directly accused Canelo of steroid use, he has strongly pushed for harsher penalties against fighters who test positive for banned substances. Back in 2018, after Canelo tested positive for clenbuterol, Holyfield suggested that athletes caught using PEDs should face 30 days in jail.
Alvarez failed a drug test before his big Triple G fight in May, and he's blaming Mexican cows. All right, here's the deal. 2 months until the rematch with Gennady Golovkin on May 5th is going to be the big fight, and he's been taking drug tests leading up to the fight, standard operating procedure. This time he popped for a substance called clenbuterol, which is a banned substance. As a matter of fact, it helps you cut weight. A lot of people use it illegally, cut weight while maintaining muscle mass. He is saying he did not cheat. He's not a cheater. I did not intentionally take clenbuterol. Problem is, I've been training in Mexico and eating contaminated cow beef. That's what he's saying. There's a problem apparently in Mexico where some of the cattle are being injected with clenbuterol, which helps cows. It's illegal in the United States, but some places outside the United States, even some places in the United States, will use clenbuterol to grow bigger cows, to up the protein content in the meat. And he's saying that what he had was contaminated meat because his training center is in Mexico and there's a problem with Mexican meat down there. He even issued a statement saying, quote, "I'm an athlete who respects the sport and this surprises me and bothers me because it had never happened to me. I will submit to all the tests that require me to clarify this embarrassing situation, and I trust in the end the truth will prevail." So far, the fight with Gennady Golovkin is still on. He's still dead set on making that fight.
Floyd Mayweather has criticized boxing for what he views as a double standard on steroid use, particularly regarding Canelo Alvarez. He argues that while some fighters face heavy scrutiny, others like Canelo receive leniency due to their popularity and market value. Mayweather believes this damages the sport's integrity, allowing certain fighters to escape accountability. He emphasizes that PED use is not only cheating but also a serious health risk, putting boxing's credibility in jeopardy.
But what we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we really don't know all the fighters he beat. He could have been not clean in a lot of fights. Canelo, and the list goes on and on about athletes that's been cheating.
Been accused of cheating or been proven?
No, been proven too.
This been proven.
Yeah. Oh, Canelo. Oh shit.
This been proven.
Lance Armstrong.
Okay.
And then Canelo talking about it was the steak that it was the meat that he was eating. So okay, now you eating. I guess you eating steroid cows. Man,
Recently, David Benavidez openly accused Canelo Alvarez and his entire team of using steroids. He questioned why Canelo would avoid facing him if he was truly confident, citing multiple positive tests connected to Canelo's camp. Benavidez's comments have intensified their rivalry, implying that Canelo's team is tainted by repeated drug test failures.
The greatest Canelo came out, the one that you guys seen that fought Triple G the first time. Bro, dude popped dirty for clenbuterol, bro. Why do you think the second fight didn't happen? So, for me, seeing that was the best Canelo I've ever seen. But that was Canelo off steroids. Everybody else that he fought Amir Khan, he fought Daniel Jacobs, he fought, what the f is his name, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant. These guys are all weak, bro. So for me, that's why I feel like I see Canelo Alvarez and I see like, he's not as good as everybody thinks. Because the best one that fought Golovkin that first time was off clenbuterol. That was the best Canelo I've ever seen, and that's why he looked so good, because he was off clenbuterol. So what the Canelo, he even got suspended for like 7 months.
So it's guaranteed he
He's
was
guaranteed took it. He said that he ate meat that was tainted in Mexico.
Now, let me ask you that question.
I've talked to people. They said for him to test positive off a piece of meat, he would have had.
Eddie Reynoso's gym has faced heavy criticism after multiple doping allegations involving his fighters. Canelo Alvarez, the camp's biggest name, has already been linked to past steroid controversies. Several other fighters from the same gym have also tested positive for banned substances, raising questions about the training environment and oversight. As Canelo prepares to face Terence Crawford, many are closely watching his rapid physical changes.
Serious accusations about his gym. And the accusations are that people, or at least the implications are, that he is the one that is providing performance-enhancing drugs or is in some way responsible for the performance-enhancing drugs that are being used by fighters that fought in his gym. Specifically, off the top of my head, you have Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez had popped for clenbuterol 2 times. For Fahim Satur, I'll say that he did it 2 times, even though I think it was for the same fight. But Canelo Alvarez popped dirty for clenbuterol 2 times. You have Luis Nery, who had tested positive, but I think Luis Nery tested positive before he was with Eddie Reynoso. Then you have Ryan Garcia, who popped dirty after he left Eddie Reynoso and went over to Derek James. And then you have Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez popped dirty while he was with Eddie Reynoso, but at the time he was still allowed to fight. You also clearly see that you have an issue with the fight that's coming up with Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, in that you have one guy that tested positive and you have another guy that looks like he's using in order to get up and continue to climb up weight classes. You know, at a certain point in time, and this is something that Rolly Romero has said, certain point in time, your body just doesn't do that. At a certain point in time, your body just doesn't do it. I'm 6'2", 200, and should weigh about 210. Closer to 250, but I should weigh about 210. I'm not gonna get up. If I was 210 now at 50 years old.
Many boxing analysts note that gaining significant muscle naturally in your 30s is especially challenging. Yet Canelo Alvarez's recent transformation, appearing much bigger than in previous years, has raised doubts about whether his growth is natural. These concerns are heightened by the doping history tied to Eddie Reynoso's gym, where several fighters have tested positive for banned substances, casting suspicion on the camp's methods and environment.
As if I'm juicing. If for a 30-year-old, right, you remember, your body grows, men's body can grow in height and length up until to the extreme in your 20s. By the time you're 20, your height and all that stuff is there, right? Your height and your length. In your mid-20s, you know, by the time you're 29, your musculature is pretty much there. It gets harder to gain and put on muscle after 30.
On a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan discussed Canelo Alvarez's past failed clenbuterol test and the ongoing debates surrounding his physique and performance. He emphasized the importance of transparency and protecting the sport's integrity. His comments fueled further speculation as Alvarez prepares to face Terence Crawford. Many boxing fans say the latest doping allegations come as no surprise, pointing to Canelo's history with PEDs, including his suspension for testing positive for clenbuterol, and viewing the new claims as consistent with his past controversies.
What up, everybody? It's your boy MC from MCTV. I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo Alvarez is on steroids right now as we speak and is going to be fully juiced with something that hasn't even hit the market yet. Think about it. He's pretty much a billionaire. He has access to...
Holyfield has praised Terence Crawford's exceptional boxing skills, highlighting his power and versatile style. He noted Crawford's smooth switches between orthodox and southpaw stances, which make him unpredictable and difficult to read. This adaptability forces opponents to adjust their strategies constantly. According to Holyfield, these traits, combined with Crawford's sharp reflexes, make him a highly prepared and dangerous challenger.
How do you deal with someone like that?
Well, I don't know. Didn't nobody switch up on me a lot. So it's hard for me to say, but I know life is about adjustment. You have to make adjustment. To be successful, adjustment is always going to be the difference between how far you gonna go.
And this is the last one, because I just thought of something. Obviously, Fury Usyk, a lot of people are talking about for undisputed. You know, you were a smaller guy, and you almost beat. A lot of people thought you beat Nikolai Valuev, who's even taller. Even taller than Tyson Fury. How does the small guy Usyk defeat a tall guy?
Terence Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, has expressed full confidence in their game plan, saying their preparation has covered every detail. While he respects Canelo's skill, McIntyre believes Crawford's adaptability and ring IQ will be the key to overcoming the challenges of facing a naturally bigger opponent.
He's going to get the victory. Second of all, I'm just happy for him and the team. So, you know, the world can see once again why he considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
There was many a time where he was maybe struggling to get certain fights, and then he had to almost kick that door down. Is it nice to see him sort of getting the fruits of his labour now and getting that generational wealth off the back of what is, obviously it's a hard career boxing, you don't get given anything.
Definitely good to see him get, like you say, fruits of his wealth, getting these fights that, again, will show the world why he's the best fighter in the world. Show the world why he's the best fighter in the world. I'm just happy.
Nico Ali Walsh, grandson of the legendary Muhammad Ali, shared his thoughts on Crawford's preparation for the upcoming fight with Canelo Alvarez. He pointed out that Crawford is carefully planning for the challenge of a bigger, stronger opponent by sparring with much larger fighters to adjust to the power and pressure Canelo will bring. Walsh believes this approach highlights Crawford's commitment to adapting his skills and conditioning for the super middleweight division, ensuring he's ready for the test Canelo presents in the ring.
People with Canelo before Canelo's last fight, but then after Canelo's last fight, it seems like it's more 50-50 now. So everything is just the build up for that fight is just going to be absolutely magnetizing. Like that fight, it's garnered so much more buzz after Canelo's last fight, and Bud is Bud. He's one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. He is one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be awesome to watch.
Have you sparred any of them?
I haven't sparred Bud yet. I haven't been in Canelo's camp. I've met Canelo a few times. I love Canelo's team. Canelo's one of my favorite fighters. He's been my favorite fighter for the longest time. But you know, I have to be Team Bud because me and Bud are cool, and I have so much belief in Bud, and I know who he is as a fighter. He is one of the greats. So he could do anything he wants.
And being around both of them and seeing how they work and train and things like that, what makes both of them the fighters they are, in your opinion?
I've watched Bud, so for Bud in particular, he's calm in everything he does, and that kind of calm is scary to watch because it shows experience. You can see that he's been doing this for decades. You can see it with his shadow boxing.
Shaquille O'Neal has expressed strong confidence in Terence Crawford's chances against Canelo Alvarez in their upcoming fight. He praised Crawford's precision, relentless determination, and overall boxing skills, believing his technical ability will be the key to neutralizing Canelo's power and experience. O'Neal's endorsement adds to the growing anticipation as fans and analysts debate how their contrasting styles will collide in the ring.
I was talking about the one fight right now, Terence Crawford versus Canelo. Who do you got?
I gotta go Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Why?
This is the best ever.
Really? You think he's the greatest ever?
Yeah.
Over Ali, Muhammad Ali? I didn't know you were a big Terence Crawford fan like that.
You have to understand that there's eras, and in different eras, you can bring down the titles. Like, for example, Joker's the best big man now.
Right.
And I don't like.
You put Joker over you as the best big man?
It's different eras and different time. It's not my era, not my time now.
True.
It's their time. So he's the greatest big man in the NBA right now. So I let the people decide who's that. But right now, Terence Crawford is the best.
So
and Floyd, because Floyd has never lost.
So how does Terence beat Canelo? Decision?
He's
or
gonna knock him out.
He's going to knock Canelo out?
Yes, man.
So they're going to have the fight at the Vegas Stadium, Raider Stadium. You're going to be there?
I heard it was off.
No, it's back on.
Okay.
Now it's back on. It's in September 13th in Vegas.
I'll be there.
You'll be there. Front row? Front row?
Of course.
Many boxing analysts have highlighted the key difference in experience between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, particularly regarding weight classes and past challenges. While Crawford is praised for his adaptability and skill, this will be his first fight at super middleweight, carrying both risks and opportunities. Canelo, by contrast, is a seasoned veteran in the division, having already unified all the major super middleweight titles.
There's no Triple G on Bud's resume. There's no Trout on Bud's resume. There's no Daniel Jacobs on Bud's resume. Canelo is the one that's fought the elite level opposition. It's Canelo that fought Laura. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ.
Yeah, but Bud is an elite boxer.
So you're an elite boxer, but you haven't fought elite boxers.
Trainer Robert Garcia has observed that Canelo's recent performances appear less explosive than in his earlier career, a decline he believes could favor Crawford. Garcia emphasized that timing is everything in boxing, suggesting Crawford may be meeting Canelo at a moment when his sharpness isn't at its peak. He argues the fight could be determined more by momentum, current form, and strategy than by experience alone.
It's a fight that most of the people don't give Crawford a chance because of the size, but he's got skills, man. He's got skills. He's got good speed, good footwork. That's why I do give him a chance.
You do give Crawford.
I do give Crawford a chance, of course. Canelo's last few fights, he does his work. He gets work done, but never does that little extra to please or to he knows he doesn't need to anymore, so he's just comfortable enough with just securing the win. He became a businessman, and I think that could be something in favor of.
Pro boxing experts see Crawford's adaptability as his biggest advantage in this matchup. His ability to switch seamlessly between orthodox and southpaw keeps opponents guessing and opens up unexpected angles. This versatility allows him to exploit weaknesses and dictate the fight's tempo. Against Canelo, that adaptability will be vital as he adjusts to Canelo's timing, power, and defense in real time, searching for rare openings. Crawford's path to victory may ultimately depend on staying one step ahead in this high-stakes clash.
Crawford, on the other hand, he has been walking down his fighters, and people don't see that but me. For some reason, when I had that tape, people were screaming cat. And it's like David Evander, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Gamboa, a Mean Machine. Even against Madrimov, the way he won the fight was by fighting. It wasn't Floyd Mayweather sticking. This guy has been too athletically gifted, and I mean explosive, hard punching, and too strong for his ops. When he's in orthodox, he boxes more. When he switches, he becomes a puncher. And now he's coming out southpaw. He ends you. He is not, you gotta watch him fight. He does do athletic things where his hands and his feet work together and he catches you for sure. But what he mostly do is he punishes and he bullies his op because he walks you down and whips your ass. He's an ass.
Do you think Canelo is using PEDs ahead of the Crawford fight, and should his past allegations affect how his integrity is judged today?